You have a good intro for this podcast?
Yeah,
We never have good intros for this podcast.
I've got a good intro, Max.
Hit the big red button.
Let me know when you guys are good.
I'm doing it.
You good, Max?
I'm good.
All right. Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Redstone Pickaxe, the latest and greatest Minecraft podcast in the world. I am your host, Enderdon, and today I am joined by two very special guests. They are Max and Lucas. I couldn't find cool Minecraft names for them in time. However, today we will be discussing top 10 reasons why the end needs its own dimension. Lucas, I'd like to start you off with number 10.
Doesn't the end have its own dimension with its own portal?
Yes, and we're talking about why that is, why it's already there. Why couldn't we just have it be in the overworld and have the Ender Dragon roaming and just destroying your shit constantly?
I go by Diamond Max, by the way. That's my Minecraft name. It's pretty easy. It's like Diamond Axe, but my name is Max.
I was gonna say you could do Pick Max.
No, I thought of Pick Max too, but I'm going with just Diamond Max.
Okay.
Lucas, what's your Minecraft OC?
Sky does Minecraft.
That's a good one. You should roll with that.
Well, I'm trying to remember any of the fucking.
I think an early episode I yell about Sky does Minecraft for no reason.
Guy does Minecraft.
Who's that? Yeah, mine's Technoblade for no reason in particular. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mine's SMP'd Earth, SMP'd Epic, Simp.
Simp.
Gus Johnson tweeted out, like, if I'm going to be part of this Minecraft thing, I should learn what SMP means. And I replied to it and I said, it's what you get called on the internet when you're remotely nice to a woman. And it got a few likes.
Even if you have a girlfriend, you're just an SMP.
You're an SMP.
Because you have to censor it because you're on Twitch.
SIMP, squirrels in my pants. Squirrels?
It's true.
Squirrels? The song has been stuck in my head for 2 hours.
Exactly?
I'm glad it came out. I don't know when it started, but a while ago. It popped into my head at the exact same time as Better Off Alone by Alice DJ.
All right.
I mean, my name's Minecraft B-Fucker Lucas.
B-Fucker?
Minecraft B-Fucker Lucas, 447.
Not Turtle Fucker?
332, 1776.
It's a good year. That's the day history started.
That's it, yeah.
Yeah, that's
the day God was born.
That's the day history books started writing down stuff that happened.
That's what Ron Swanson says in that episode of Parks and Rec.
Sure.
I don't remember that.
He goes, when they're in like Washington D.C., he's like, yeah, history started on July 4th, 1776.
I like when people use that other the other guy. Oh no, what's his name? I just had it.
Jerry?
No, he's like Ron from the next town over, and they meet and they're like bonding.
Oh yeah. He's
what's
like the
his,
hippie version, right?
Yeah,
No.
but people use that actor all the time in like memes that are conservative, and it's funny because like he does play like a man's man in a lot of things, and he kind of did in Parks and Rec too.
Oh,
but
wait.
in Parks and Rec, he's like a total hippie. Like you find out, like he's
Oh, yeah. The guy
it's
who's like a
Sam
cowboy and
something,
everything.
isn't it?
Yeah. Sam.
Also,
Yeehaw.
welcome to the Oi podcast. That's what this actually is. It's not
With a special guest, Sam Elliott.
Sam Elliott. There we go.
Yes, that's his name, Sam Elliott.
Just to
This is episode
here
37.
to give us the intro of the of the Big Lebowski. And nothing else. He hasn't acted in anything else. Keep going.
He's in an episode of NCIS, I think.
And nothing else.
I've been in an episode of NCIS.
Were you a dead body?
I wish.
How easy do you think it is to get a gig as a dead body on a procedural crime show?
I want to know, like, that on top of, like, also just, like, generic extras. Like, do they just go out in public and be like, hey, just get in this room and
No,
we'll
because
pay you
I think
$50.
they need to be a part of like the Screen Actors Union.
Well, it's not just like lying down. There's an entire method of like not breathing and
Not
having your
breathing,
eyes
yeah.
still and what have you. But
I like watching bad movies and seeing them breathe.
well, I guess it depends when the camera's on you of just like not breathing and also not looking like you're not breathing, instead just being a still thing.
Well,
I could
that's why
look
they
like I'm
cover
not
them up
breathing
too.
for a very long time if I wanted to.
Well, they might like put something on their like chest or something to make it look like they're not breathing, and maybe they do like tiny little breaths. I don't know how it works.
I mean, you can do like super tiny breaths, and then like that's why they're covered up because it's harder to notice
Yeah,
the more layers they have on.
yeah, that
Um,
makes sense.
but yeah, I'm Donnie on the Oi podcast, otherwise known as Noah, otherwise known as Ender Don.
Lucas, otherwise
Otherwise
known
known
as
as,
Sam
you gotta keep
Elliott,
going.
Minecraft Gaming.
Yeah, so the Redstone Pickaxe, I don't know. Lucas was there for. I said it the other night
It
in
was
Discord. I
really
was like, "Wait, that's
funny.
my new Minecraft channel name, where I just do shitty Minecraft tutorials, and I'm overly excited
I
all the
really
time."
hated it because it sounded exactly like something someone named like the fucking like Cole Boots or whatever.
Yeah,
Yep.
it's like if that guy
the
Quibblecop made Minecraft videos.
the Cole
Yeah,
Sword.
same energy. Well, the name reminded me of this like Pokemon YouTube channel that was around a while ago called like Kanto University, which Kanto is a region in Pokemon
Yeah.
for you guys who aren't as into it as I am.
Me.
And it was just like I can't remember if they did like actual Pokemon tutorials or like history stuff, or I can't remember exactly what they did, but it was something along those lines. It just had one of those epic like blatant reference names.
They named every single episode of catching a shiny Mew, but not really.
Catching shiny Mew in red and blue
In red and
when Pokemon didn't have colors. They were black and white games on a green screen.
That's really funny.
So wouldn't it be black and
Yeah.
green?
Well, yeah, but like
That's true.
Get wrecked.
it's only green because of like that's the physical color
it's
of the Game
color of
Boy.
the screen. I remember playing a lot of Mario Brothers on the first Game Boy Color with my sister, and you could using the same cable you can use to like trade Pokemon. You can play 2-player Mario, and one person can be
dope.
Green Mario. It's not like
Mario.
it's Luigi, but it's the same thing as Mario. It's just green. But I was so young, so I would suck. And my sister was really good at it, so she'd just leave me in the dust and be like, "All right, I'm playing this, and you need to keep busy. So I'm handing you the other Game Boy. Shut up."
I'm taking over the video game because I'm better than you.
I ain't taking the ring. I'm better than you. I remember I had an N64, and I remember my dad. Anytime I was playing Mario 64, and I got to Bowser, and I handed a controller to him because I couldn't swing Bowser fast enough because I was a child. Except my dad denies ever owning an N64, and I tried telling my parents time and time that we had an N64 because they got like Banjo Kazooie, Mario 64, and something along the lines of like Mickey Speedway Racing or whatever the hell it was called, and then like
I know
Mario Kart.
I can picture the box of that game in my
Yeah,
head.
yeah,
but
yeah, yeah.
It's
Are
just,
you sure it wasn't a Mandela effect and it never
It
actually
wasn't a
happened?
Mandela effect. I know Mickey Speedway Racing when I see it.
So you played N64 as a kid, and your
Yes.
parents refused to acknowledge that you had an N64.
It's not refusing to acknowledge. It's just that I keep mentioning to them and then they forget, and then they like say well, maybe we sold it by accident or something.
Yeah, do you think it's
Oh,
in a
no.
box somewhere that hasn't been opened in 15 years?
Actually, I'm probably just gonna look. One of these days, I'm gonna just go through the storage area of my house and just like check there because there's a handful of things that might just be buried. Because we still have our NES and everything, and like my dad still has his Sega Genesis and everything too. So it's just surprising that he would forget that. Then
Mickey Speedway USA.
yeah, Mickey Speedway USA.
Being a younger kid playing video games, like when I was a younger kid playing video games, I would like every once in a while, every few years, my dad would just come home with a new console. I didn't know it existed. And it was all of a sudden like, here's a Wii. And I went, I don't know what the fuck that is, but I'm definitely going to swing this remote and play baseball. This is great.
See, I knew what the Wii was, and like that was huge when I got that for Christmas.
Oh, yeah.
One year, like my sister and I. But the thing was, I will always say this: when I was a kid, I didn't play good video games. Like, I played Pokemon and like shitty licensed games, like Madagascar and the Game Boy Advance. I remember renting Ratatouille on the Wii from the movie store. And then I remember the
Wasn't that
game
game
I was
horrible?
actually like, what?
Wasn't that Ratatouille game like really bad?
Probably.
infamously?
I didn't play good video games as a kid. And I remember I was actually like a completionist for fucking carnival games on the Wii.
That's right.
And my dad, like, I don't know why, like, he pre-ordered it or something because he thought it looked cool for me. And it came with a t-shirt. And I remember having this a white t-shirt with just the carnival games like box art on it. And I remember like I went like hard. I was getting all the prizes and all the tickets and shit in that game. And I look back on it and like the only good games I played as a kid were Pokemon. Like those are the only good games like that are generally regarded as such. And, like I didn't unlock any characters in Mario Kart on the Wii. Like
I don't remember if I did either. Yeah, I just kind of played it with my family and against my brother and tried online 2 times and then realized it was Nintendo Online and gave up.
I didn't know
even
what
as a
Wi-Fi
child.
was.
Yeah, it was amazing to me. It was amazing to me that I could play something like Mario Kart with other people. And now there's games where you just have like 100 people on a server and everything, which
Well, you
crazy to me.
saying that you didn't really know what Wi-Fi was, like that's why I'm like, how did you know what a Wii was before it showed up on your lap?
Because I remember like people I knew at school got them.
Yeah, it's so much of
Oh,
everything with
And
video
the
games back in the day
commercials.
was word of mouth and commercials. Yeah.
I don't remember ever seeing a commercial. I just remember it showing up.
Like you don't see commercials where someone plugging in a box and them going, "Holy shit, I can get the internet anywhere."
I think I knew about the PS3 before we got one because I think of Guitar Hero. I think my sisters played Guitar Hero at a friend's house and they wanted to play it at our house. And then so we got that, and then that was also how we first started watching Blu-rays when Blu-rays were just starting to be a thing. So that was another reason why we got it. But then I had a PS3, and so I was like, this means I can play Call of Duty. And then I begged and begged for Call of Duty.
And now you have severe brain damage.
I mean, I'm not gonna say I don't, but I'm also not gonna say that I do.
That's fair. I knew like the DS was big for me. I remember because like a good friend, like a family friend of mine, he got a DS for his like christening or whatever for like Catholic stuff when that was a thing. Is that a proper Catholic term, Lucas?
Sure.
Christening, first communion, maybe? I don't know.
If maybe first communion, it depends how young you were. It was probably first communion, probably. Depending on if he's Catholic or whatnot, anyways.
Yeah, he's like, he went to Catholic
Yeah,
school
probably
and
first
stuff.
communion, because then the other thing is confirmation. That's not until, like, high school, usually. Anyways.
Yeah, it was when we were kids, but I remember he got, like, the original DS. The thing that you could murder somebody with and still wouldn't
the
would
Nokia
work.
phone of gaming handheld things, yeah. No, I remember that. I never had one, but I remember like seeing one or like them around and everything. It was still like, I think the DS that's always the most well regarded is the DS Lite and everything.
Oh, of
because
course.
of how it is.
And I got the DS Lite. Then like the next year, whatever, I got the DS Lite for Christmas. And then I remember like one year my mom got my sister and I DSIs, and I didn't even know the DSI existed.
Yeah.
Like, and I was just like, holy shit. This thing's fucking cool.
Was the DS Lite the one with like the angled top? It was like a trapezoid?
No, that's the original DS.
That's the original
Okay.
one. The DS Lite is a bit like smoother and everything, and it had like PictoChat, what have you, and like all it's the standard one that like everyone remembers basically, that has the like
Okay.
two. Yeah, that
I had the original one then.
wow.
Yeah.
But that was also I'm fairly certain that the DS Lite was out by the time I got it, but it was just like I was like I want a DS because my friends have a DS and I want to play this game, and so when my parents went out to buy one, they were like, "Oh, well, this one's cheaper. I'm just gonna get this one."
Yeah,
that's probably what happened.
Yeah, I remember too. Like, trying to think. I remember having the action replay, obviously. That was great, and just unlocking things in video games that I didn't even know existed. Like Mario Kart DS, I had all the characters. I didn't deserve having all those characters unlocked. I was trash at the game. But god damn it, I was playing Rob.
A lot of the games I played didn't really have that much of a progression, like all the ones that I had. So I would play them and usually not beat them because I was bad and I was a kid. Like there was like a SpongeBob game and stuff. I don't think I ever reached the end of that.
Yeah, like I didn't beat games as a kid.
But I would get bored of these games and I was like, can I get a new game? But I never got any new games. So like never used my DS because I had 2 games and I was bored of them. And so I just like gave up on the DS. This is the same exact thing that happened with the PSP, which I don't remember. I don't know if I asked for a PSP or if it was just a thing that happened, but I got a PSP for Christmas once. And then I got a really cool skin from Skin It before
I know my Skin
like,
It.
It was like the D brand grandfather, and it was really cool. It had like baseballs on it and stuff because I used to be really into baseball. And then the whole back of it was just a picture of the inside of Fenway Park, like from over, like from like the press box, you know, like looking out at the whole thing.
Yeah.
That was the whole back of my PSP, which is pretty awesome. But I had I had 2 ATV racing games, which were awesome, and then I had Battlefront 2, which was great.
I remember playing an ATV racing game on my cousin's PSP. I'm looking at Skinit's website right now. A lot of Dragon Ball Z related skins.
Are they still a thing?
Yeah, I'm on their website right now.
Oh, I thought they went out of business, to be honest.
No, dude.
Did they have stuff for like the Switch or something? Or?
Yeah, I'm looking at Nintendo Switch skins right now, and I see freaking Goku looking like intimidating as fuck.
Here's your controller, bro.
And for those who can't see it because this is an audio podcast, it's like the Nintendo Switch with the Joy-Cons in the dog ear thing where you put both the Joy-Cons in and they're like one controller. So Goku's face is in the middle part.
It's a very intimidating, epic picture of Goku looking on with like shading and everything too.
Yeah, so then if you just have the Joy-Cons separate, it's just like pieces of
shoulders.
Goku's hair and shoulders and ears.
You have ears and hair.
And then it's the exact same picture on the dock. And so it'll look even stupider because it's like even bigger and blown up, but it's not like ratioed. So that way when you put the Joy-Cons on, it like completes the picture.
Like a Nintendo Switch usually does. So instead you're just going to have Goku having multiple floating ears and shoulders.
Yeah.
Great.
I got like My Hero Academia, like a lot of anime, Kansas City Chiefs.
I mean, they're
Harley
still going
Quinn.
strong. They just don't have as good of a marketing campaign as D-Brand does, because D-Brand is crazy, and they do the same exact stuff.
D-Brand makes good stuff. I've got a D-Brand skin on my Switch.
What is it?
It's just I got my Switch dock next to me. I'll send you a picture of it. It just like is like matte black and white.
Oh, it's
Wow.
like not any
It was mostly to
anything
keep
special.
it like
It's
safe.
not
'cause I don't-
Goku.
I move a bunch.
Or just a color.
Not even
I
Goku.
recently found, speaking of like skins and stuff, I recently found my iPhone 4 case that looked like an NES controller
Oh, I remember that case.
that I
Max.
had all throughout middle school and probably up to like sophomore year of high school, maybe, before I went from a iPhone 4 to an iPhone 6.
Oh, that's sweet. That's nice.
Well, it makes it look like very modern, like a Mac product.
Yeah, that's what I
almost.
like about it. It was mostly just to keep it from getting dirty.
Yeah, I have like just a clear case on my laptop that I've sticker blasted, and
Mm-hmm.
I had a top and a bottom to it, but the bottom had little rubber feet that just came off because the glue that was holding on these rubber feet wasn't very good when introduced to heat. So when it's on a laptop where I'm running it fairly hard and the fans are going crazy for like hours on end,
Right.
then it gets really hot. So then I would move my laptop and it would just like slip off the feet. It was so annoying. So I took the bottom off, and when I took the bottom off, it was clear when I bought it. It was just purple. So then
Oh.
I looked at the top too, and the top, like the clear bits that you can see along the edges, have like turned purple. It's really bizarre.
There, a lot of that stuff turns like a yellow just because of like exposure to light and oxidation. Because like I like having a clear back case on my phone, and that happens every so often.
I had a Game Boy Advance. I remember me and my brother had two of like we had the same exact ones that were like red and everything, and my mom got like these stickers, and there's just put just put my initials on mine that were just letters, and then my brother's initials on his, so it was LK and MK. It was funny. I had a whole bunch of other accessories for this, like this one goofy little thing that you would put on the top of it that would make it like a magnifying glass or something for like looking
I know
closer.
exactly what you're talking about.
And then there was also like a case you could put it in, and it was weird the way it was set up. It almost looked like you could play it in the case. There was like on the bottom part you would slip the bottom of it in, so like the D-pad and the A and B buttons and the two bumpers would still be pressed and everything along these other things. It didn't know what it wanted to be, and I think it was more just there for it to like be protected in its own thing, but it was still funny how overboard some of the little things were. But it's so
Was it the SP or the original Game Boy Advance?
It might be the SP. You know what?
SP is the clamshell one that folds.
SP is the clamshell one. Let me. I think I got it over here.
It's like the Advance. The original Advance is the one that is just flat. Because I remember I got the original Game Boy Advance from my uncle and aunt, and it for some reason was Pokemon edition. I didn't even like or know what Pokemon was at the time. And I had Super Mario World Advance 2 or whatever. That was basically just Mario 2, but on GBA.
Did you ever have like controller modifications or like custom controllers for anything as a kid?
When I was in high school, I had the Razer Sabertooth Xbox controller, and I loved that thing. It was like I didn't.
Oh yeah,
use,
and you
like,
use that on PC too to like play GTA. Right?
Yeah, I loved it because it was the thing with it is like the ABXY buttons on it were like mouse buttons, and it like
they like
felt
they were
good.
like really clicky.
Yeah, they were like it's like
wow.
it sounded like
I would have liked that.
Yeah, it sounded like clicking my mouse. Also, I just knocked over my phone stand. Yeah, it was perfect, and then it like as it got like I used it for like 4 or 5 years straight. It just shit the bed.
I wanted a scuff controller so bad when those came around.
I had my family got me for like the same year I got that controller for Christmas. I got the what was it? The things that go on top of your joysticks to make them longer.
Oh, Control Freaks?
Huh?
Control Freaks. Yes, I had those.
Yeah, I remember Control Freaks.
Yeah.
I hated those. I tried them once. I really did not like it. But what I did have though on the PS3 controller, the R2 buttons, the lower triggers, your fingers would slip off of them. So there was like little pieces of plastic that just snapped on that made them like flare out and curve to like catch your finger, which was really nice for playing, you know, Battlefield and stuff that like what I was playing at the time.
There she is.
Oh, that's the SP.
Yeah, with the SP, and it's got that, and it still has Super Mario World, Super Mario Advance 2.
Yes, I was just saying while you were gone getting that.
Oh,
I
shit.
had that game too.
Yeah, that was
Also,
I had either good games or nothing games. Like I never got to it because I was a dumb child, but yeah, I had Super Mario World, and I had I had the Legend of Zelda, and it had a combo of Link to the Past and Four Swords.
Yeah.
But then also, on top of the good games, I had such classics as Frogger's Adventure, Temple of the Frog, and Crash Bandicoot, The Huge Adventure.
Lucas, looking at your Game Boy Advance, on the flip it over and look at the barcode area on it. In the top left, under model number, is it AGS 001 or 101?
001.
Oh, damn it.
Oh, dude, are we not twinning?
No, well, mine's black, but the AGS like you can go on eBay and look up like Game Boy Advance SPs. The 001 is the first edition, but the 101, which is what I have somehow, it has a way better backlight on it. Like the backlight actually works.
Yeah, the backlight on this isn't like bad, but it just like
It's not like it, but if you put it side by side, like a 001 and a 101, like you can tell the difference.
Growing up, I just knew that this one was better because I also had an original Game Boy, and I remember I was like trying to play I had Legend of Zelda Link's Awakening or whatever it was, and I didn't know how the fuck to play it because I was still a child. And I'll probably go every single time I tried playing, I tried naming my shield Zelda and and then got stuck at one puzzle where you threw like push rocks, and then had restarted because I didn't know how to save or if I had any memory to save.
That was the other thing playing video games as an idiot child. I didn't know how to save stuff. I think I've talked about how I used to leave my PlayStation running when I was playing Battle for Bikini Bottom because I didn't know how to save to a memory card.
I remember playing Mickey Speedway. I don't know if I had the Rumble Pack yet, so every single time I'd play, I'd like start the entire thing over, and I got to like halfway through it and then would like stop or something and have to do it again. But then I think eventually I got a Rumble Pack, so I was able to actually play the game.
Well, Rumble Pack just vibrated your controller.
Oh,
It didn't do memory.
There was something with like memory. I think
The jumper pack.
Yeah, the jumper pack. That's
which
what
I
it was.
think it came. There was only like 2 games that actually required it on the N64. It was like it came with Donkey Kong 64.
Huh.
And I remember like because you like it just added more RAM.
Right.
But I think it's just a stupid addition. But the thing with NES games saving on them. So I have Final Fantasy for my NES.
That's cool.
And you have to press the power and reset button at the same time to save your progress in the game. And that's just sketchy to me.
That's super sketchy because if you hit one just a little bit before the other one, it's just going to turn off, won't it?
Yeah, it's just going to turn off or reset the game, and you're like, well, fuck.
It's either reset or longer reset.
Yeah.
Am I
Especially 'cause
crazy,
now-
or were there add-ons for the Game Boy, like that foldable one with SP, is that what it's called?
Yes.
Am I crazy, or was there like clip-on accessories?
That's what I was talking about with the like magnifying.
Oh, that's
case and
okay.
stuff.
Yeah, there definitely
Well,
were
there
some.
was, you see on the back where there's the dots. So there was. It started with the original flat Game Boy Advance because it was advertised with Pokemon, Leaf Green and Fire Red, but it was like a wireless link cable.
Yeah.
So it was like a little like half moon you could put on there that would let you like do the same functionality of the link cable, but it was wireless.
I remember I was desperate to try and find a link cable somewhere because I wanted to try and play Four Swords with my brother or something. Never did it, and I don't think it would have worked because we probably both needed it or something.
The real way to play Four Swords is 4 Game Boy Advances hooked up to a GameCube with the Game Boy player.
The real way to play Kirby Superstar Ultra is the only multiplayer they let you play when someone else doesn't have the game, where you have to look onto their screen and then control, and it's only when you get a copy guy that you let out. In Kirby Superstar Ultra, they let
So you connect another Game Boy, but you have to look at the screen of one Game Boy?
This is
on
on
the DS.
This is on the DS. I
DS.
need to
Okay,
clarify.
sorry.
It's on the DS, so it's over Wi-Fi. But if only one person owned it, the only one you could do in Kirby Superstar Ultra was like the very first one, like the King Deity one, I think. And then
Gourmet Race?
yeah, no, the like actual campaign thing that ends with the like DDD.
Okay, no.
You know,
whatever it's called.
The first baby one. But yeah, it would just be one guy playing as Kirby, and then you would have to wait for someone to get a copy ability, and then have them willingly choose to give up that copy ability and turn them into a helper guy. It was really funny because every individual guy would like, because Kirby has just like infinite flying and everything, but every other guy would go back and forth from they could fly or they could just like do like a hop thing that would do sparks underneath them until eventually it just would stop working and then they would only just be like floating and hovering but wouldn't make any like aerial distance or like wouldn't get any higher. So you just like there was some like a jet guy and a bird guy that you could turn into, and sometimes it would work, but it was
it worked as well as it could have. I guess it was funny.
And I thought Mario Kart DS with the people not owning the game and only being able to play as Shy Guy was bad.
I thought that was fine for what it was. Honestly, it wasn't awful.
I just remember my cousin and I used to switch off who had got to play with the actual characters.
yeah.
Like we used
Who's
to
gonna be Shy Guy today?
Yeah.
Yeah, who? Well, no, like we'd like take turns during races. Like we'd be like, all right, like I'm Shy Guy now. Like, like you had. I don't know why we just didn't hand each other like swap physical DSs because we would take the game car out of mine and put it in his.
What do you think the first game that you ever fully beat was?
First game I ever fully beat. It had to be Pokemon.
I was gonna
It
say
was
for you, it's probably Pokemon.
It was probably Pokemon Emerald. It was either Pokemon Emerald or Pokemon Diamond. I can't remember.
I just remember that we had a special Pokemon Game Boy. Like
Yeah, I had one too.
Had like Pikachu printed on it, and I think we had Pokemon Yellow or something. I remember the cartridge being yellow. Does that sound right?
Though that's Pokemon Yellow then.
Okay, I never played it because I don't know why. I don't know why I never even attempted to play it, which is kind of surprising. But I think when I picked up a Game Boy, I was like, I am playing Mario. Like that's what I did.
I think the first game I ever like, I didn't beat it until like much later. I think I went back to it just like later in life. I went to I think it was on my college. What was it? I was visiting St. Michael's, which I'm currently attending, and I remember there's one point where I was like done with the tour thing and I was just hanging out in the motel room we were in, and I just beat it on my on my DS because the DS Lite was able to like play Game Boy games. But that was like as a kid I got to like the very end of it, and it was like it wasn't just like a straightforward Mario game. There's this part like in the woods where you have to like find a secret exit and everything, and there's like parts where it just like infinitely loops. I loved that game because it was one of the first games where it like treated me like a person who could do problem solving things and work around like just basic go straight forward these things, and it felt
and once you figure it out, you feel like you feel
I feel
really
like
good.
I could work with rocket science and shit at that point. It was really cool.
Yeah.
So yeah, I got to Bowser's Castle and I was never able to like beat him, but I got to like his second phase and then I beat it later. But I'd say that's probably the first game I got like at least like closest to, and it like, was significant, I think.
It's kind of funny how video games have evolved over time with things that in the 90s that kind of looked like they would be for kids were hard as heck.
Oh yeah.
And nowadays, there's
spot.
video games that are obviously made for adults. Because there's like M-rated games and everything. So it's not really expected that a 6-year-old be able to beat it. But when you look at a DS game, you're like, oh, this is probably for kids. But then you realize like, no, it's really hard. And like,
well, do you know what game started like caused the ESRB to become a thing with like M rating and stuff?
is it Mortal Kombat?
Original Mortal Kombat.
Yeah.
And like if you go back in old versions, I believe the original like Sega Genesis version had blood and shit, but the SNES version didn't. Like there was but I think in the SNES version like there was like a code you could use that would let you do like
Enable
let blood
gore.
happen.
There's a code and everything to
Yeah.
turn on blood and gore, turn it off usually.
Yeah.
I think in a recent Donkey video, I think when he was talking about Mortal Kombat, didn't they say like they thought it was too gory even before they knew how to do the fatalities? Like no one had figured out how to do a fatality.
Literally, they were just basic punching guys, and some blood
And
was
there's blood
sometimes coming
everywhere.
out, and they
Like,
said,
wow,
"All right."
this is too violent, and yet they hadn't discovered the special animation of pulling someone's spine out of their mouth.
Yeah,
Yeah. To be fair, the blood in that game is almost like a Tarantino movie.
yeah.
Yeah,
It's kind of excessive.
No, it's
I
more
agree.
excessive and cartoony compared to the recent ones. I think are impressive looking, but they had like I'm pretty sure I heard that they had to get guys like watch actual like people dying or something to like get some like accurate stuff for how they killed people. It's weird to get some
I
of the
wouldn't be
animations.
shocked.
They're impressive animations. It just kind of feels like a lot and less like goofy cartoony whatever, lots of blood, and more just like this is a real person that's being killed right in front of me in the virtual realm.
I think there was something like that with a first person shooter game too. Somebody was like doing a bunch of research and they had to watch like old like war films,
Damn.
and they were like,
At least it's
yeah,
accurate.
like it really fucked up our animators for a while, so we gave them like 2 months leave after they were like done with that project. What
I don't
game is
blame them.
I don't give a
least
shit about accurate stuff like that. I just want to see cool blood. That's all it is. I don't want to.
Yeah, make it look like you think it might look, and that's gonna be plenty good.
Well, the thing too, like, there's so many games like Call of Duty Cold War. The backstory of that game, one of the main guys in it went to RIT, where I currently attend school.
That's right.
Like, but who gives a shit about that playing the game? Like, they put so much lore into it. Like, I remember my old boss, he is like a huge history buff. And so like he really liked what is it, like Battlefield 1, which was
Yeah.
ever like the World War one, because he's like all this stuff is like super accurate. He goes, it's really cool and fascinating to me. He's like, I like just love the concept of being able to like play a game like that.
Yeah.
Make it accurate, but like the RIT thing, it's like you couldn't have just made up a college. You know, it would have been just as fine, but now like RIT is somehow connected to this person in this video
The
game.
Cold War.
Yeah.
RIT is a communist sleeper cell.
Yeah.
And it's not like it's a real like accurate depiction of historical events. You know, it's not
No,
it's not
like,
a
not at all.
biography.
You like you watch the trailer and you're like, oh, this is Reagan propaganda.
Oh, this is Reagan as the good guy.
Yeah. It's like Wolfenstein, but with Reagan.
Yeah, it's like actually, God,
Yeah.
it's like Wolfenstein where they paint all the Americans as the bad guy or something.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Call of Duty Black Ops was really good though. That story
The new one?
was cool. No, the one that came out probably 2012. The story
Is
of
that
that
the
is really
original
good.
Black Ops?
The original Black Ops with like, what do the numbers mean, Mason?
Oh,
It was
yeah.
just like a whole thing.
I remember Black Ops 3 was the really big one, right?
It was not as good as the first two from what I remember.
Maybe
Um,
two, I think. I can't remember. Played them.
The original Call of Duty Black Ops came out in 2010.
I remember it was when we were in high school, because I remember Andy had it, bought it on his PS3.
And there's some whole,
I'm not a shooter person, as it's probably
I'm
been
a sh-
stated
I'm
on
a
this
shooter-
podcast
I'm a sh-
multiple times.
I'm a shooterman, but not in Call of Duty stuff. It's other things.
Yeah, I will say I like the single player shooters like you do,
Yeah,
Lucas.
I'm a big fan of
like
I
Doom and shit.
suck ass at multiplayer stuff. I'll admit it, but I'm a fan of single player Quake.
I like the competitive nature of it, but I
Sure.
don't like the community that like can crop out of it.
Yeah.
You know,
Mhm.
like when I was a younger kid playing like Modern Warfare 2, like with my mic open to like talk to friends that I know at school, but then you run into random people that are just like disgusting. You know, it's just really bad.
Yeah.
But it like kind of hardens you. You know, there's like there's the whole joke about like,
Nothing
oh,
phases you.
these people couldn't survive Xbox Live or whatever. You know,
Yeah,
like this
no,
new generation's so
yeah.
soft. I'm literally like one of the people that were in the Xbox Live chat rooms with the horrible, like garbled microphones of a Call of Duty game where people are just like
You're bad.
horrible. Oh, it's bad.
You're bad. You're bad.
Obscene.
And it even kind of continues into like the last Call of Duty I played was Modern Warfare, which is the one that came out in 2019. That one, you know, I played it on PC, so there's like a text chat, so people are even more like probably apt to say shit.
Even people who don't have mice have an opportunity to do that now. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's just like it's really bad. So like sometimes I would reply in the chat and go, "Who are you helping? What are you performing for someone? What are you doing? Like stop." And it's the same thing with you, Lucas, how you like Overwatch, but it kind of like the community's like kind of crazy.
It's so bizarre, the whole contradictions that happen with Overwatch, where it's such a toxic community, but they also have buttons that they've now added in the game to now here I'll click this and you're the person who helped the most or whatever, and it doesn't like mean anything or whatever. It simultaneously the game tries to, from what it sounds like now, wants to encourage this entire thing of positivity and whatnot, and yet garners such a toxic community from just the way that the game is designed. I like competitive games to an extent, but it's just it just doesn't seem fun half the time. Like I really, maybe at some point I'll try Rainbow Six again, but just from like even playing it just a little bit, it just seemed like a lot of it wasn't like for fun, like, oh, I'll just play and not really care that much.
Some people with the team based games, some people take it a little bit too seriously.
I
Where it's
think,
just like
yeah.
if you slip up a little bit, like somewhere, some kid in Minnesota is now yelling at you because you didn't know the spray pattern of a P90 in CS:GO.
No, yeah, Emma's
because you have 200 less hours in the game than him. Like I've played a shit ton of Overwatch like my freshman year of school because it was really big then, and like I knew like I had friends who were like semi-pro Overwatch players,
Right.
and but I always said I will only play casual. Like I'm never playing a competitive game of Overwatch because that's when it just gets toxic as shit.
Yeah, because
Like
people are actually on the mics and they're gonna start yelling. Whereas in casual, like no one's talking and they all just kind of
casual, I can just
play.
fuck around as Junkrat and do whatever the fuck I want.
I don't think I played a single game. Actually, no, that's a lie. We did me, Lucas, and Alex did play enough ranked matches to get a rank.
To get like a ranking, and then I think we got like run of the mill average, whatever it was, like bronze or like just not like dog shit like tier.
I think it was like a silver or bronze or something, and then we never played competitive.
I
again.
did like one or two on my own, and it was a mistake, and it's why I still play Team Fortress 2 now.
I have 600 hours in CS:GO, and I got up to like the 4th highest ranking in that game when I was like really playing it for like that for like
the summer
year.
where I went to South Carolina for 10 days, and I came back and you guys each had like a couple hundred hours in CS:GO,
Yeah.
and I was like, what happened?
Yeah, you went to South Carolina for 10 days and came back and none of us had slept. Like legit,
like genuinely.
genuinely we had not slept. And in that game there's that too, but that's why I always liked having at least 2 people to play with, because it's a team of 5, and if you're 3 of them, if one of the people is like a toxic garbage person, we just mute them and we stop caring,
At
or
least
we
the
just gang up
majority.
on them and start shitting on
I was
them.
gonna say, now you have like majority rules with that, man. Yeah.
Yeah,
And sometimes
Democracy.
we would just, if they started complaining, we would start throwing the match. Like if you grabbed a deagle and you missed a shot, and then this guy who's been giving you shit for the past 2 rounds, even though it's only round 4, is like, why'd you buy the deagle, blah blah blah. It's like, next round we're all buying deagles and we're using nothing but deagles until the dogs come home.
God.
And or they would say that and we go, all right, fine, what gun do you want me to use? And they would say to use something, and then we would just miss all our shots and go, oh man, I'm really used to the deagle, I should really go back to the deagle.
no, I was kind of into CS:GO freshman and sophomore year. Like I played with friends of mine. Like I'd only do like 4 or 5 stacks, like so we'd have the majority in competitive. And like I remember watching like competitive CS:GO all the time with people, but like I don't really care for it. Like I liked Danger Zone when we played that.
Danger
for a while.
Zone was
That
really
was
fun. The little bit we
That
played
was
with that.
fun.
I still suck at CS:GO, but it's still fun.
Oh yeah, I couldn't tell you a fucking spray pattern, but I'll drop in and knife some guy, then walk around with a friggin' Nova and just doink people. I don't know.
Logging back into CS:GO, it feels disgusting. Like I don't know, cuz it's a Counter-Strike shooter. You can't sprint. You only move at 1 speed. And it's not very fast. All the guns feel really awkward, and it's just really weird jumping back into that after playing 200 hours of like Modern Warfare and not playing CS:GO for 2 years, 3 years. It feels so weird, and I'm like
It's
so
such
bad.
in its own class of shooters
Yeah,
too.
no, there's really
Like-
not anything that
Like
can compare to it.
Overwatch is like enough, like has enough mechanics from other games that like you can kind of like it's its own thing, but you can like kind of transition into it. But going like CS:GO is such its own world. Like I know people who are like good at shooters, and then there's CS:GO players.
Yeah,
you know?
it's its own. It's its own breed of game because
See-
it's so weird.
CS:GO is the Taco Bell of first-person shooters.
Honestly, dude.
Doesn't really fit
Except
into anything
in
else.
the West Coast, they have like Del Taco and stuff.
But when are they putting potatoes back on the menu?
When are they putting
March.
potatoes back in CS:GO?
Yeah, that's what I want to know. I want to
March.
know when I can get a potato P90 skin. That's all I want to know.
When I can unbox a potato and use it as a knife.
That was
have
the
it
other
cost
thing with
$1 million.
CS:GO was all those weapon skins, man. That was crazy.
Dude, I got Stat Track Tech 9 skin, the Snake 9.
Did you call it the
It's a
Snack 9?
snake. No, it's a snake skin, Snake 9.
Oh, okay.
Or I think it's Snake 9, but I always call it Snake 9.
I want to know how
Yeah,
much
Snake
money
9.
I spent on keys. I know it wasn't as much as
I don't. And
certain
Team Fortress
people we
2.
know,
God.
but I opened a lot of crates, and I got lucky once, and I got a knife, and then I traded it for a knife that I wanted, and I still have it. And the knife now sitting in my Steam inventory that I'll probably, I'll never really play that game a lot anymore, but I think it's worth like $200.
Most knives are like minimum 150. It's insane.
Yeah, I have a blue steel bayonet that is field tested, and it is worth $242.
Wow.
It's pretty cool.
We used to encourage my friend who became my roommate for a little bit. He was really into CS:GO. He was like really good. Like he did like ESEA matchmaking and was like, I think he might be the manager of the CS:GO team now at school. I don't know. But anyway, we would open cases with him all the time. Like he's like, cuz he did like cryptocurrency investing, so he's like, yeah, I'll just use some money from Ethereum. And we used to sit there and just open crates, and all we wanted was to get a pair of gloves out of one. Cuz the gloves are worth like
Yeah, that's right. I
$500.
forgot about the gloves.
And there was the one crate where you could get the duct tape gloves. And every time there's videos of us doing this, as soon as you click go, like unlock on the crate, it's just and we just scream at the computer until it stopped. And it was just like 4 or 5 of us just screaming, trying to open cases.
And each key is $2.49. They did 49 cents, so then you think you're getting a deal.
I think that's kind of why I liked Overwatch a little bit, because you only had to pay $1 and you got one crate that had 5 things in it. Even though sometimes it
Yeah.
would be an insignificant thing. I think I spent some money on that. Not as. Not
But you
as-
didn't have to pay to open Overwatch crates. I thought they just open.
You didn't, but you could
No,
like
but the
buy.
crates
You could
themselves
buy
were just
some.
cheap.
Is the thing.
You
no,
could
no,
buy
no.
a crate. Yeah.
That's what it was. Is buying a crate, not the key for said crate.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
could buy crates and then try to get something out of it, but also you just get given crates all the time, and you can just press open, which is great.
And then you can like uncraft all the shit that you have duplicates of, and you
Yeah,
can like
they added-
use it
they
to
added-
like get shit.
They added to like at some point, like once you got duplicates, that was just like worth money. So then you just could like spend it on that. Yeah, it was
and,
nice.
like
CS:GO gives you just as many cases as Overwatch gives you, but you have to pay to open them. And I think if the game didn't give me free cases and be flaunting it and dangling it in front of my face, I would have never opened any cases. So,
I agree.
that strategy to get people to buy keys fucking worked.
It's funny. I'd like barely got any like natural skins or anything that dropped, and then it was like so weird how it was with Team Fortress 2, where like every once in a blue moon I still would get cosmetics, but the thing is there'd be like the entire thing of like how there's unusuals and stranges and everything, and that's how they separated it with that. So it's like a weapon could look perfectly normal, but then you would have like it's the same as Stat Track, where you just have like something it'd say like rather than whatever like amount, it would say like hail zone for like how many kills are, and you could put like individual things on it, whether you like killed someone by like gibbing them or like killed someone for, like or was healing someone or whatever.
Team Fortress is the other one that's like its own beast. Like if
Yeah,
you play shooters,
Yeah.
it means nothing when you go into Team Fortress.
It's also Source, but it's different Source.
Yeah.
Team Fortress 2, some of the other like single player shooter stuff translates a little better because of the whole like rocket jumping and whatever movement mechanics too, I think. But it's still I think there's a lot like it now, but I think it's still at the top when it comes to like team-based shooters, whatever. You still see a little bit of that like dribbled in, whether it be like something with rocket jumping or like a medic with like a beam heal thing.
Yeah, but if I have good aim in a Call of Duty, a Battlefield, a Siege, or any other like more basic shooter where it's just like boots on the ground shooter, that doesn't really help you when you go to Team Fortress 2.
Yeah, it doesn't help that there isn't like an all-around character and each of them are specialized in their own way, and that also it's also that each of the models are so distinctly different too. So aiming to headshot like a heavy is going to be much different than aiming to headshot a scout, just because of the size difference and everything. Just
And the weapons just like and the different weapons you can unlock and everything.
there's so many intricate things. Yeah,
It's not like Overwatch with Soldier 76, who is literally just Call of Duty.
yeah.
That's who I would play because I could do well because I could do a lot of damage because I could hit every shot that I put down.
Yeah, because you
that
played
and
so much
Hanzo.
COD.
Yeah.
Shout out to I think is it on my YouTube channel or is it on the Oi YouTube channel? There is a video of us playing
It's
Overwatch.
got to be on yours.
Yeah, I think so.
That was before Oi.
Yes.
Yeah,
That was before Oi.
Well,
Yeah.
not before Oi, but before Oi.
This.
Before
podcast.
our multimedia empire.
Yeah, there's also a video of us playing Danger Zone. There might be two.
Yeah, that's on Oi. There's videos of Danger Zone and Left 4 Dead, right?
Yeah. I think there's one other thing. I mean, there's the Jackbox stuff recently too, but yeah, also.
But on that note, we should be wrapping it up because we talked for 50 minutes straight about video games, and it literally started from somebody saying, what did it start with? Oh, it started with your stupid intro. That's what it started with.
Yeah, where I said, "Hey guys, I got a good intro. Like, don't say anything."
We all said "fuck you," and then it actually let us hear.
And then it gave us the topic for 50 minutes of conversation. You just going, hey guys, welcome to Minecraft, whatever the fuck. I don't know. What you said.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Redstone Pickaxe.
I don't know if that tops my intro from my improvised intro from last week where I said the Oi Boy podcast for soy boys and soy boys only.
Sponsored by Soylent.
I kind of liked that. All right. Wrap it up. Lucas, take us home.
I'm not doing Mario again.